Nigeria Info FM. At a season when the weather is doing maybe perhaps, one thing is constant. Not constant mega, by the way, but the sunny side of life. Rest assured that whether you hear my voice or some other voice, every weekday 12 noon to 3 p.m., you would have conversations on the sunny side. And today will not be any different. How was your weekend, by the way? Has your mind? Has your body? And how is your soul? But most importantly, how is the weather at your end? Because I did laundry since Saturday and I've been praying for just 1 hour of sunlight. 1 hour. Just 1 hour to dry my clothes. Yes. And I'm sure that's the experience of every other person. Today's one was even funny. You know how you take the clothes out and then it starts drizzling. You take it inside again. Then you see the sun. You take it out. Then you don't understand the weather anymore. Now it's looking cloudy and all. Just be careful out there. And then protect yourself. Protect the children. Protect yourself as an adult. Fortify yourself with some natural vitamins. I'm not talking about the artificial ones. Take a lot of fruits and vegetables this period because the weather will get colder. For the children, keep them warm, cover them, socks, pullovers, anything to keep them warm. Very, very important this period. Having said that, somebody is going to win. No, scratch that. 2 people are going to win 25,000 naira each on one play today. Is it going to be you? Is it going to be someone by your side? It's only going to be possible if you head onto the website, oneplay.ng, and purchase your tickets with just 500 naira. Bere. You buy 1 ticket with 500 naira, and that qualifies you to be a part of the draw that I will be having today, where 2 people will win 25,000 naira each. You don't want to go through that route. You can use the USSD code *347 *880 *6 hash *347 *880 *6 hash. But most importantly, select Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. If you select any other station, I'm sorry, the draw will not happen here. It may happen elsewhere, but definitely not here. And do note that all tickets purchased from today up until Friday will be a part of the jackpot draws that will happen on Friday, where 2 million naira get to share the 2 million. Two persons will get to share a part of the 2 million naira jackpot on one play. So hurry now, buy your tickets, buy for yourself, buy 1 ticket, buy 2 tickets, buy as many tickets as possible, and keep playing. In the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour, I will have my first draw, and in the 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour, I will be having my second draw. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk CVs and profiles, matching competency. Seen some people's CVs or profiles on LinkedIn or other social media handles lately? I have been checking, as a matter of fact. My attention was called to it I think it was last week, and I had to go online and on Facebook, if you go through some people's Facebook page or Facebook account, there is a pin post. That pin post has their picture, and has their profile stating exactly who they are, what they can and cannot do, the services they offer, how they can be of service to you, and how you can reach them. Aside that pin profile, when you go through their profile, the one you usually see if you're looking at a desktop, you'll see it. This is my left hand. Okay, right. It depends on, left hand side for me because I'm facing a computer screen now. You would see the schools they attended, the places they have worked, and the positions they held at those places from when to when. It's not different from what you will find on LinkedIn. This from this year to this year. This and guess what? On LinkedIn there is AI to help, sort of rearrange or make your profile to be more catchy. So fit one line on that, text box, and watch LinkedIn help you rearrange it to a more professional standard. There's that one, and then there is your CV. We have professionals these days who help you prepare your CV. All you need to do is feed them with the basic information, and by the time you see your own CV, you'll be like, is this my resume? Is this my CV? Like, what's going on here? They are that good. So when you see some of them, you're like, wow, this young, and you have done this. Oh, wow, that's great. Bravo. You will be instantly impressed, and you will look forward to meeting these people, especially if and when you intend recruiting them or hiring their services. When you attend conferences and you listen to the profiles of some of the keynote speakers and panelists being read, you're like, wow. It makes you expectant to hear what this person has to say. So the profile will precede the person's appearance. And then when the person comes out, there's that round of applause. Yay! And then you bring out your writing materials because you're about to drink from the well of knowledge of this particular person. Sometimes the person exceeds expectations. You're like, wow! Especially when the conferences would, give that room for feedback. What was the highlight of the event for you? Oh, my highlight was when this person spoke. Wow. And then sometimes some people come to speak and you say, after all these things I heard, at the end, did they live up to expectations? Traditional CVs and LinkedIn profiles primarily showcase past experiences, job titles, and academic qualifications. CVs are often seen as marketing documents where candidates emphasize strengths and they sort of find a way to downplay weaknesses. They can lead to exaggerated accomplishments or lack of real depth about how skills were applied. While CVs and profiles are still open doors, they are becoming less the sole determinant of competency. And you want to ask why? The future of recruitment is increasingly focused on direct objective assessment of skills and behaviors to ensure better match between candidates and job requirements. Now, for those of you in the recruitment space, for those of you who have experienced some people firsthand, who have written that they were this and that and that and this, after such encounters in recent times, would you say individuals are as competent as their profiles or CVs portray them to be? You read something about someone, you hear something about someone, and then you approach them to do a job for you. Does it match? Do you look at them and say, your profile didn't do justice to all that you are? I mean, you have gone above and beyond. Or is it a case of, did you borrow that profile? Did you borrow that CV? Are traditional CVs becoming obsolete, or will they continue to play a role alongside competency profiles? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0002. We also have 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0003. Send us a message on WhatsApp and Telegram. The WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Again, WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. On X, you can watch us live. We are at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH on WhatsApp, on X, I beg your pardon. And our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Go there, watch us live, but most importantly, be a part of the conversation by dropping your comments in the comments session. And if you can't get through to us via the phone lines, not to worry, drop the message either on WhatsApp, on Facebook, or on X. Again, in recent times, would you say individuals are as competent as their profiles or CVs portray them to be? And are traditional CVs becoming obsolete, or will they continue to play a role alongside competency profiles? Of course, screener is in standby to take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear will not be my voice, but that of course, screener. And yeah, to add a final question, you have a CV, that's fine. You have a profile, that's fine. Can you defend it? Let's see. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello, Didi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. Didi, someone once told me that in a father's company where a father works, and he receives those that are seeking for job there. Do you know that one applicant came, she's a lady, a girl, just graduated, finished NYS, and he just told her, because he likes her appearance, everything, he just, okay, please, can you reapply in my presence? Write an application letter seeking for this job in my presence. That's only what I want from you, because her appearance qualifies her for the job. Do you know that she couldn't?
You're not joking.
Formal letter seeking for that job, she couldn't. It's unfortunate, honestly. And this is the case for many, Didi. And I once saw someone's profile. She said, in her profile, she can speak Nigerian language. How about that, Didi? You know, people are innovating so many things entering people's profile. Thank you, Didi.
Just reapply in my presence for this same job role. And she couldn't. Okay. Isaac from Ruma Hollow. How are you doing, Isaac?
I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and welcome. Let's talk, Isaac. Do you have a CV?
Yeah. But before that, I want to quickly say something.
Okay.
You know, after your school days in the university, there's something called project defense.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And that simply means trying to defend what you've studied, both in practical and theory. You are able to carry out what you've learned. There is this going on. Someone going to a lecturer in order to give him or her a partner of different means that what you've studied, you're not competent in it. And again, someone who is going to pay to sort your defense, meaning that if you go to the field, you will not be able to work. You understand? For example, one who is a doctor and you suffer through your exam, become a professional doctor in practice, drugs, so giving wrong information. You know? So there was once a time with engineer to come and fix up for our washing machine where I was working. this guy, we call the company that recommended him to us. But at the end of the day, this guy ended up upside down. And we he certified, and he did that he is into this and all of that in way. But in practice, there was nothing. So a lot of Nigerians per se are who they say they are in terms of skill and every other thing.
All right, thank you, Isaac. Zion from Jerry. How are you doing today, Zion? Welcome.
I'm so scintillated. It's a new week, and I celebrate you.
Celebrate you too.
Thank you for this discourse, because this is one of the issues that is causing so much headache in this environment. The last 10,000 jobs that was about to be conducted by the River State government, a lot of them that applied were 0 over 100. One thing that stalled that process, we were sourcing for the best, but couldn't. And I put the blame on our tertiary institution. In my last discourse with Jude, I tried to let you know that our universities are no longer trying. Those who study mechanical engineering, were they exposed to engineering study field? Is it not surprising that a professor in mechanical engineering, it is one boy in the yard that doesn't even attend university is wearing his cars? It's not surprising. With all the professors in refinery, petroleum engineering, whatever, our refineries are not working. What is wrong? A lot of these CVs, I told you now, are beautiful nonsense decorated to individuals. And with all due respect to, I'm sorry, I know some people don't winkle their eyes, but I must be honest to you. In most government parastatals, go and check, they use consultants in executing their day-to-day activities. And yet, on the employment role, there are people there. What do you think is wrong? A lot of us are consultants, which means they are not people who are employed, but they are professionals engaged to carry out the system's activity. And yet we have people which we call are educated, graduate, doctorate degree in this and in that. Until we go back to the rudiments, I guess we heard stories like this. Oh, I read biochemo, but that person is in the banking industry working. Is it not a call for concern that the large majority of our sisters now, all they are doing is buying and selling, and yet they have a certificate? In different fields, in different professional fields. But what are they doing now? They call them drop shipping. What does that tell you?
Zion.
The certificate does not engage.
Zion. Zion. Owning a certificate, owning a degree, owning what's this called now? Any qualification is just part of the journey. Your CV is basically your detailed document outlining your academic and professional history. It would include your education. It will include your past experiences, your publications, and other relevant accomplishments, especially for the job role that you are applying for. Your profile, on the other hand, it depends on where it is being used or where you want it to be put out or published, as the case may be, will state who you are and what you can do. Basically, that's what your CV and your profile, those are the two things that they will do. Who you are, what you can do, what you have acquired, what makes you, sort of qualified for. Now, when you present those things, is it enough to rate you as being competent?
In our environment, the answer is no. No. That is why, as I'm talking to you today, most professional organizations, their HR has gone beyond the normal questions. They now look into your character and your attitude and your endurance. How will I put it now? Your endurance level to that skilled job you are applying for. At least my very good friend now, Miriam, has been using this word, learning in the job. She has been using this word for this few period now. What does that tell you? That the so-called certificate they put out, the resume they put out, the ingredients that made up that resume, they are just an application. They are not the function of that individual that put it out there. Before I leave the floor, my very good friend this square, in the early of the 2010, 2011, there was this massive employment scheme that happened in our Niger Delta region, where the multinationals were employing and engaging fresh graduates. Then called them internship. That was when it first happened in this area.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know that the sons and daughters from these regions were rejected? But the sons and daughters from the western part and other parts were engaged. They were sent to all land for training and bring them back to the job in different fields.
The reason for the rejection being
political workers.
Okay. Thank you, Zion. When you present your CV, when you look at your CV, first of all, you take a look at it. Would you say that CV matches with your competence? I had to take a look at mine, at least from the last time I ever reviewed it, which was a while ago. It's been forever, to be very honest with you. I looked at it and I had to tweak it, edit it. Because between when that CV was written and used and now, a lot has happened. A lot has changed. The profile I used some years back and now would have to change to include the new things. I wouldn't have to tell a lie. I didn't have to tell a lie. All I learned to do was put, sometimes it seemed like what I would have used one line to say, I ended up using 3 lines to say it. I just had to find a better way to say what it is I intended to say. It's more like this is going before me, before you meet me. That's what a CV is. That's what a profile is. I don't know this person. I've never met this person before. But I see from this that this person schooled at, obtained a degree, and has, and is, and can. That's basically what it is. I've never seen this person. But this person says they have been inactive for the past 10. They have this, that. They're affiliated to. They have this. They have that. That's basically what it is. But when they have said all of those things, does it match competency in recent times? Would you say individuals are as competent as their profiles or CVs portray them to be? Now let's look at what the typical recruitment system in Nigeria looks like. If you are looking for a job, some organizations will say drop your CV, a cover letter, applying for, stating, introducing yourself, a cover letter will basically be drop it on this email address, then they will do the save, and then boom. Before you know it, you're called for either a physical or virtual interview. Have you seen some interview processes? Sometimes the interviewers just find you funny. They find you, what's the word I'm looking for? They find you interesting. And before you know it, they cover the books and they are interacting with you. And before you know it, you discover that, oh, you also went to Igbenidion. I remember when it used to be Igbenidion. If you did not school in Igbenidion at some time in Nigeria, it's like you did not go to any school. I digress. Oh, you schooled at Igbenidion. Interesting. That's my alma mater. Oh, interesting. I was there at the time when this guy was vice chancellor, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And you're from, all right, we'll get back to you. And it just seems like one person in the panel just likes you. Maybe you wore a very nice fragrance that day. You were able to put in a little icebreaker here and there, and then, I find you interesting. Doing things, sure. And then they call you back. It may seem like seeing Igbenidion on your CV sort of opened the way for you. It seemed like Your surname resonated with the Ishan people. It sort of opened the way for you. And then you land the job. And you were super excited. In fact, you may think that that is not enough to give you. But then, they have just leveraged on interpersonal communication. And who knows what they are looking for? I am not the recruiter. I wouldn't know. But maybe, just maybe, that conversation they had with you that was not, putting you under any pressure. They were not asking you the modules, the hypotheses, if 2 pi r square equals to this and all of that. And then you land the role. Do you indeed have what it takes? Or maybe nobody is recruiting you. Maybe someone saw your profile and they need the service that you offer. I am a therapist. And they say, okay, probably heard you speak somewhere. And they decide to engage you. Oh yeah, therapist, come and do your therapy. And you're a no-show. Or after the first meet, it didn't seem like they knew what they were doing. I hope you do know that people prepare for interviews. They prepare for speaking engagements as well. They may be good at speaking. Are they also good at doing the work? Nigeria Info, good afternoon. I'm so sorry we lost that call. Phone line's acting up again. Soki Fubara from Port Harcourt says there's this CV upgrading services that happens. So people upgrade their CVs to get jobs. Nigerian recruiters make employment hard with this many years of experience. How many graduates have that luxury of XYZ years of experience? So recruiters lessen the employment requirements and also make room for apprenticeship in the organization so that people can get jobs without too much big talk on the CV. Nigeria Info. We lost that call again. Sorry. Good afternoon to you, Denise. When someone's profile is not commensurate with you portray what you... Okay. Harry, look at your message again. I'm finding it difficult to understand exactly what it is you're trying to say. Are traditional CVs becoming obsolete, or will they continue to play a role alongside competency profiles? Nigerian Intro, good afternoon. I think you're my last caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Alex. I'm calling from 11.
Welcome, Alex. How's LMA today?
Okay. Concerning your topic, is a beautiful one that this has to come up this point in time. There was a time I worked in a commercial bank for close to 11 years, and I left the commercial bank to an insurance company. I did a couple of 3 years with them, and I virtually acquired some necessary skills as well. And I ran into an interview. I did the written interview, and we were asked to come for an oral interview. But what I got to find out was that the recruiters left the details on my CV. They left the details of what I could give as a source of my service, and then they were dwelling on something immaterial. When they checked and they said, your CV is okay, you have a good, CV and all that. But then, did you have this? Did you have that? Did you have an additional certificate, a professional certificate to support this and all that? So that was what made me to lose that opportunity of securing the job at that time. So I'm driving at what you're actually discussing about. Yes, CVs can actually tell a good story and can be representative, can represent someone's skill and professionalism. But the recruiters most times, what we'll see is some sort of sentiment and favoritism that shouldn't have played in. And eventually, those who seem to be well qualified or should man a position or a job opportunity are not given that opportunity. So that is what I want to share with this.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And this one says, Didi, in my own case, aside the fact that I am a graduate, it was the handwriting and command of English of my application letter that tickled the fancy of my employer. And that was how I found favor in her sight. After just a month of working, I got promoted with a salary increase. So it is what it is. Simply goodness from Alakaya. It meant that you showed competency. At the end of the day, we would get HR's perspective on this CV and profile matching competency conversation. Well, thank you for being a part of the conversation so far. Up next is Trending Stories, and thereafter, Sunnyside continues. Thank you so much for listening.